Hey, Railbirds, Kevin here. All right, we have more action from the 2023 Derby City Classic. This is round 11 action. Shane Van Boening versus Skyler Woodward. Sky on the left, Shane on the right. Neither player has a loss, so this should be a good match. I am being joined by our special guest commentator, Mark White. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Well, I'm a guest. Whether or not I'm special I'll leave that up to you to decide. But thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed.
So at the Derby City, let's talk about what they're playing here. So we're playing some 9-ball. It's going to be a race to 9. It is winner's option, which is usually winner's break. We are racking with the 9-ball on the spot. The 2-ball must not be at the back of the rack, so you can rack it anywhere else in the rack except at the front or the middle, but you can't rack it at the back. We are breaking from within the break box. Now, the Derby City break box is a little bit bigger than what you might see in other tournaments. The Derby City break box is between the first and third diamonds at that far end of the table. Other tournaments, that break box is usually a little bit smaller than that. What else? If anything else comes up, we'll be sure to mention it as it comes along. Oh yeah, jump shots. There are no jump cues allowed at Derby City. You are allowed to jump the ball, but you must use your full playing cue. Yep, you can't even use your break cue. It's got to be your playing cue. And I think that will just about do it for all the special rules we have here at Derby. Other than that, it's pretty standard 9-ball.
Well, with all those special rules, I'm looking forward to a very special game, and why not? It should be, shouldn't it? South Dakota Kid, Captain America, against, can I say his nickname?
Absolutely.
Badass Bluegrass? Is that it? Badass Bluegrass?
The badass from the Bluegrass. The Bluegrass badass, yep.
Yeah, Shane Van Boening, what can you say about this man? Well, he's won everything now that he finally won that World 9-Ball Championships, which evaded him for so many years, but finally did it in 2022. Nicely on the 2-ball, perfect angle to get up for that 3.
Yeah, now that Shane has won all the titles that he's wanted to win, that leaves more time for fishing now.
Yeah, I think we'll see him spending a lot more time on the lakes than on the table, especially when that ice comes back again. He'll get instead of doing his drills on the pool table, he'll be drilling into that ice. 4 US Open titles as well, and the Masters Champion 2014.
Oh, apparently the 4 does pass the 7. I wasn't sure that it passed. But he's played position for it, so obviously it does pass.
Yeah, huge Fargo rate for Shane Van Boening. Skies isn't too shabby either.
No, anytime you're over 800, you're hitting the ball pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's 32 players in the 800 club. I'm still struggling to get to 6, Kevin.
Well, with all those tournaments you've been winning over there, you'll be there in no time.
Yeah, unfortunately they're not linked to Fargo. They don't really do Fargo rates here in Thailand, where I am at the moment. I'm trying to get them on board, but they take some convincing here. So he's taking rather a longer time than we used to see in Shane take. Very, very important opening rack. Has won this tournament before, on more than one occasion.
Yeah, I think he's falling kind of funny on this 5. I think he has the wrong angle to get to the 6, and I think he needed to play position for the 6, that bottom right corner, and I think he's come up short on the 5.
Yeah, just wondering, has he got the angle to go all around? No, he's just going to come back just a little bit. So is he playing for the 7 here, do you think? Is he going to carry him the 7?
Is that billiard on? I think he might be playing safe. Just knock the 6 over to the other side of the 8-9. Oh, you were right. He did call this. He did play the 7.
Well, there's my one good call for the match, so I can sit back and relax and make my normal amount of mistakes now. Yeah, just a little bit thin on this, so it's been rather hard work, this opening rack, for the South Dakota kid. He needs a new nickname, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not really a kid. And I'm not a big fan of the Captain America nickname either, so we need to come up with something.
They're 39 years old now. Soon be the South Dakota granddad. So it really has been a hard first rack, this, hasn't it, Kevin?
He is not making it look easy.
Sky Woodward, I'm sure, just sat back in his chair, relaxed. Nothing seems to bother Sky.
No, he has a great attitude at the table and away from the table.
Yeah, I saw a picture on Facebook earlier on today of him teaching his young boy Dax to play. I wonder, are we going to have a Paducah kid coming up very, very soon? I know he now lives in Texas, right?
Yes, he lives in Kentucky. Texas.
Oh, the banking man looked straight in.
Even
and
though
all
he lives
that hard work. Oh.
Even though he's moved away from Kentucky, he hasn't forgotten how to bank the ball.
Yeah, goes one up and really, really stole that from Shane. I mean, well, Shane did all that hard graft and put so much effort into that rack, played what I thought was okay safety shot, and then Sky comes in, gets down, bang, banks it in, 1-0. Thank you very much.
That's 9-ball for you.
And now racking them for himself, as they do.
So the equipment we are playing on here at Derby City, we are playing on 9-foot diamond tables, Simonis cloth. We are using the Outsville AccuRack template rack and Master Chalk, official chalk of the Derby City.
Yeah, and there you see
Aramith balls.
You mustn't forget Aramith balls, most important part of the whole thing.
Right.
What would we do without balls? We wouldn't be here. Yeah, choosing to leave that rack on the table.
Yeah, I've seen both Sky and Shane tend to leave it on the table, so we'll probably see it on the table for the whole match. It'll probably never move.
Yeah, I know Shane actually carries a couple of them around with him in his case. You can fold them, which I didn't realise until I heard that little story about Shane. So he folds them up and puts them in his case.
Yeah, they are fairly crease resistant, but if you do get a crease, you can just iron them flat. Oh, he's going to prove us wrong.
Well, no, prove you wrong, not me. I'm not being a part of that.
I'm including you. I'm taking you down with me.
All for one for all, huh? Yeah, cleverly using the other ball
to
draw
get there?
Off.
That's close.
seems to be down pretty quick, so I'm guessing he can get through around the back of the 9 here, maybe. 2 rails back to the centre. Nicely played, got a very, very easy to watch action. Pretty unique. Tucks his wrist in a little bit. I actually had the pleasure of meeting one of his idols the other night. Earl Strickland and Rodney Morris were in town in Thailand doing some exhibitions, along with Stuart Bingham, the 2015 World Snooker Champion, and they all played a little tournament between the 3 of them, a little round robin, and Stuart Bingham actually beat Rodney Morris 5-0 and Earl Strickland 5-2, and then Rodney Morris got his own back in the final, beating Stuart Bingham 5-3. So good fun was had by all, and the reason I mention that is because I think Earl's and Shane's technique and cue action are very, very similar. And he's going to draw level.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because Earl and Shane both, maybe they don't have like the textbook perfect pattern play, but they are such great shot makers and have such great intuition for the game. It doesn't really matter. They can get out of situations that most people, makes most people cry.
Yeah, certainly are. Very, very creative players. Very, very talented. And Earl also did a fabulous trick shot show, and he got most of the shots pretty quickly. There's a few that he didn't master, but yeah, he was very, very good overall. Good entertainment, good fun, very, very amicable with the other people and players. And I've actually got in front of me, Kevin, I've just realised, I'm just looking at them actually. I've got 3 pictures all signed by each of those players I just mentioned. Maybe we can do something with them one day. We'll raffle them off for charity or something.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Wow, look at this break. 4 balls on the break plus the cue ball. Ball in hand for Sky with only 5 balls left. Everything's wide open. It's a dream situation here.
Yeah, pretty much a repeat of the first rack where Shane did all the hard work and then Sky just came and mopped up and took all the proceeds. And this will be to go 2-1 up. Sky recently going to Q-Tech. Still playing with the wooden shaft though. He's very much a field player. Can't ever see him playing with carbon.
Yeah, that's interesting because Sky was being sponsored by Miyuchi for years.
Yeah, it seemed like he was going to be with them forever, didn't it? I think Shane had a word in his ear. So, always a good fixture this, when these two get together. It's always going to be a good match. A lot of respect from both players for each other. And Shane, well, how do you feel about Shane? Do you think he's over his best? Do you think he's still got a little bit more to come? Is he hungry still? I'm not sure that the hunger's still there.
When you've won every title, it's hard to still be hungry. But that doesn't mean he's past his prime.
Yeah, and on the other side of things,
he may be on the downslope a little bit from his prime. Might start thinking about retiring. Just take up fishing full time. I know he has some real estate investments. My understanding is he's been very smart with his winnings and has been investing a lot. So that's my understanding. I'm not his accountant, so I don't know for sure, but
Yeah, and that's, when you're not motivated by the money or the titles, it's really hard to keep your game up there, isn't it? Especially now with so many great, hungry young players coming through.
Absolutely.
And Sky, hasn't really won. Okay, he's won Mosconi Cups, and he hasn't really won that big individual title yet. I'd love to see him win, like a US Open or the World Pool Championship, something like that. And I think, I've just got a feeling that he's beginning to play some of the best poolers of his life. And I think when he's used to that new equipment, he's mentioned just recently that he's not quite used to it. There's still a few shots that he can't play, that he needs to adjust slightly to. But I think 2023, 2024 could be very, very big years for Sky Woodward. And I really hope he can win one of the big majors.
Yes, he's definitely one to keep your eye on.
A little bit thinner on this. Maybe you would have liked. Got some work to do. Cue ball where it is now would be nice.
Ooh, slow down, cue ball.
He's overrun it slightly, hasn't he? By about, I say slightly, by about at least 2 feet, maybe 3. Now then, does he play the safety or does he take on the bank, I wonder? That might be an indication he's taking on the bank.
I certainly wouldn't mind him shooting at the bank because position on the 6 should be pretty automatic.
Yeah, I think he's got to take this on.
I think so. Perfect. Big bounce. That'll do. Nicely done.
Yeah, great control. So 7, 8, 9. And we'll be all square, 2-2. It really is nice to watch when he's in full flow.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say. Just sit back and watch and enjoy the show.
Yeah, plenty of stuff as well to watch on Railbirds. Go
lots
like
of
and subscribe, mate. Come on,
yeah.
Let's do it.
Lots of 9-ball, lots of one pocket. That was my cue and I missed it.
Yeah, some great Scott Frost commentary as well. If you like Scott Frost, not many people know more about one pocket than Mr. Frost. The freezer.
If there is somebody that knows more.
He's the geezer, that knows everything.
If there is somebody who knows more, it might be JJ, and we had JJ last year, so we spare no expense to bring you the best one pocket commentators. 9-ball, on the other hand, we just pick whoever's available that day.
Whoever's cheapest. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see many dry breaks in this match. We might see a few scratches, but we're always going to see balls dropping. I was actually once given, talking about the AccuRack that Shane's just removed there, I was lucky enough to be given the actual rack that was used when Shane Van Boening played Dennis in that memorable match. You remember that one, that he came all the way back?
Do you mean the Sharks one that just happened a few weeks ago?
No, the one from a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Was it Dennis or Alex? I think it might have been Alex. Was it Alex? Anyway, I had the accurate rack, and I auctioned that off for Savannah Easton, a young up-and-coming player from America. Raised a few dollars for her to keep travelling around the world and the country, of course.
Yeah, Savannah, one of the rising stars in the juniors circuit.
Yeah, she's just beaten another great up-and-coming player, the Pink Dagger, Sophia Mast. She's just beaten her in the Wisconsin Open. So Savannah's still going strong in the last 16. What a talent, 13 years old, Kevin.
Speaking of
the South
talent,
Dakota kid. Yeah, he's not a kid anymore, this one.
nice break and run to take the lead for the first time this set.
Yeah, and the first break and run it is as well. And he'll be pleased to get that one out of the way because he almost did it rack number one, but gave it away right on the, just with 2 balls remaining. But order is restored. Some whooping and hollering in the background. Lots of other tables going on, of course, at the Derby City Classic. Really is a feast of pool every January.
Very fun event. If you haven't been, you gotta come.
So has made a ball and he's got a nice shot here actually on the one ball.
I can't tell.
A bit close to it.
Can't tell if he can hold it up or if he has to go to the end rail and back. I think he might have to go to the end rail.
He'd love to cheat the pocket, wouldn't he, and just sort of just a tiny little draw shot and stay there, but couldn't. Three goes down the rail, so draw the cue ball back. Looks pretty straight on this. Draw it back to sort of where it is now. I had a slight angle, so I used the rail. Same result though, that's okay. He's looking good here, Kevin.
Yeah, he's taking care of most of the difficult stuff from here. It looks pretty smooth sailing as long as he gets good on this 5 ball from the 4. And I see no reason why he wouldn't. Just comes down to speed control, really.
Yeah, just play with a little bit of low right. Nicely done. Perfect just to get away from that rail slightly. Oh, I thought you had more, but no, okay. That's perfect though.
He's just deciding what angle exactly he wants on this 7. Does he want to come up high like that, or do he want to just roll it in and... but obviously he wanted to come up high, so... And he still ended up in about the same spot he would have.
Yeah, exactly. That's what surprised me, that he played it that way, but who's going to argue with Shane Van Boening? Not me.
Yeah, he could have got to that same spot just with the simple 2 rail. Without having, he didn't have to go 4 rails for that, but... Like you said, I'm not going to argue. Maybe he just wanted to let his stroke out a little. That's 2 in a row.
Yeah, there's Another little rule that we haven't mentioned yet, which I kind of like. I mean, it's not applicable in this particular match, but apparently it has happened once before where a player runs the entire set without the other player getting a shot. And go on, Kevin, I'll give you the honour of saying what would happen if Shane started off and ran 9 in a row. What would the alternatives be for Sky Woodward then?
So Derby City does have what's known as the run out the set rule. So if a player breaks and runs all 9 racks with the other player never getting to the table, well, then the other player is given the opportunity to try to do the same. If they can do the same, if they can also break and run 9 racks, well, then it comes down to a relag and comes down to a single game for the whole thing.
I love the little quirks of the Derby City Classic. Yeah, once again, made balls on the break. Horrible leave though.
So bad he's looking at pushing out. You don't see players push out very often when they can see the ball. That's pretty unusual. So that should give you an idea just how difficult of a spot he was in.
Yeah, very unlucky to finish completely Chinese snookered, as we say, over the top of the 5 ball there. And Sky taking this on does have the opportunity to give it back, but he likes it. Wow. Oh, couldn't have hit it much better than that. Right off the rail as well. Consider yourself very unlucky there, Sky Woodward.
Well, that strategic push out by Shane has earned him another shot at this rack. So, and it looks like he's probably going to run these out. So, good push out.
I was talking about Sky earlier on. I think he's the reason for his improvement in his game. He's now got a table at home, so he's home more, practicing more. Of course, he's got a child as well now, and his partner Ashley. So he really is putting the effort in. I know he has a Rasson table at home, I believe it is.
I have a table at home. It hasn't helped my game. I mean, I store all of our laundry on it. Sometimes I use it to serve dinner on. It still hasn't helped my game at all.
I was going to say, it's not a dining room table, is it? In it goes. Starting to look a little bit worrying now for Sky, but it is a winner's side round, so each player can buy back should they lose this one. Another unique feature of Derby City Classic.
Yeah, Derby City is not a traditional double elimination tournament. It's basically single elimination with the option for a buyback, with one buyback option. Every round they shuffle up the names and pair everybody off to go play, and the people that are able to buy back, if they've lost, they can buy back, and then next round shuffle up all the names, pair off all the players, and go play again. Keep doing that until there's only one player left.
Well, I said there wouldn't be any dry breaks, but there is one. And Sky with the 1 onto the 5 ball to get going. Made the 1 as well, and made sure just in case that happened, he had a look at the 2 as well, so intelligent shot there.
Oh.
Whoa, that was a long way off. Yeah, it won't slide in from that far up. I think that was about 2 diamonds, Kevin. Or 1.5 at least.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time beating Shane if you miss shots like that.
Well, look at this. I thought he'd done exactly the same. He overcut
so
it.
Shane's just ended up wrong side of the 4. He's going to have to probably come 3 rails around. And he's probably going to have to do the same thing again. Or maybe just 1 rail.
Just about perfect. Can stun across off the rail, off the face of the 9 ball to play it into the bottom left-hand corner. And Sky had the first chance in this rack. How costly would that be? 6-2 now for Shane. And one of the balls has gone in the wrong hole. That's not the first time we've seen that, is it, Kevin?
No, that does tend to happen occasionally on these diamond tables with, the smart tables. Since they use a sensor to tell the cue ball from the object balls, sometimes it's fooled and you'll see the 1 ball down at where the cue ball should go.
So it broke dry last time. Looking to make the wing ball, or the one in the side. And it's dry again. Shane Van Boening struggling with the break.
Has anyone made a ball in the break? Has anyone made a ball in the breaks ever, since you said there won't be any dry breaks? Did you jinx them? Is that it?
Maybe. I'm not a believer in that, but just maybe. Got to look at the one here. Not easy though.
No, and even if you make the one, getting on that 2 ball's not easy.
Yeah, and that's what's made him miss it. Trying to force the issue there. Maybe a safety would have been the better option there.
Well, he has left it pretty tough.
I think he's going for this. Oh, what a shot that is.
Wow.
Digging down on the cue ball. Possible scratch on as well in the side. Played it very well.
Shane just checking to see where's the cue ball going. Can try to play 2 rails out of that corner. He's got some traffic to dodge over there. Yeah, I didn't want any part of it.
Very, very wise choice there. Played the percentage shot. The other shot was very, very difficult, not only to make the ball, but to get position as well. And he's got Sky in a bit of trouble here, and this is one of them shots where, in any other tournament, you would get the jump stick out straight away, but of course they're not allowed in this particular tournament, and not even with your break cue. So it'll be a push. Watch out, 9 ball. Could get the 9 ball on the move here as well.
Good hit.
Good hit.
Is he going to get a safety? He is.
Wow, he's the thinnest of edges there.
Someone in the comments was asking if your playing cue has an extension on it full time and you want to do a jump shot, can you take the extension off your playing cue for the jump shot? Is that still your playing cue at that point?
I guess so. I mean, I think it's more about the tip, isn't it?
I think so. I think it would be fine.
I mean, you know, what's to stop you unscrewing your cue and taking it in half? If you're taking a bit of it, just, you know, halve it and jump with it. Interesting question for the organisers. I'll leave that one with you, Kevin.
Oh, thanks. Looks like it just got there. Shane wasting no time. He's going to try to kick this in the side.
Yeah, made sure he wasn't leaving it anywhere near the pocket, that's for sure. And he's had a bit of a nice result there. Well, I thought he had a nice result.
You forgot who was at the table.
Yeah, I forgot it was probably the second best banker.
And who's the best? Billy Thorpe?
Billy Thorpe, I think, yeah. Billy the banker. Him and Sky are like brothers, really. The torpedo. There's also an Australian swimmer called that, Ian Thorpe. He's called the torpedo, and it kind of makes more sense, doesn't it, when you're in the water
swimmer,
to be a torpedo.
Well, they both play either in the pool or they play pool or in the pool.
There you go.
All right, Sky slowing down the bleeding, getting one back. This is round 11 action. Neither player has a loss. Both players do have their buyback available.
Yeah, it really is an endurance test as well, not just, test of skill. It's a very, very long tournament. I believe there was over 600 players, wasn't there, in this particular event?
There was a lot of players, and the Derby City is 3 events, 9-ball, 1 pocket, and banks, plus the 10-ball Bigfoot challenge as well. Often with the events overlapping, the final rounds, the late rounds of 1 pocket will still be going on while they're playing early rounds of the 9-ball. It is truly an endurance test.
Yeah, and for the fans also. I mean, I was lucky enough to spend the week there back in 2022, and it really is quite the endurance test.
I know the final day of 9-ball was over 24 hours of continuous pool action. Play started at 9 a.m. and finished up past 9 a.m. the next day. I know that.
These guys playing pool all day, they should try having to drink all day. And with Sky's mum, Deborah, that's not easy, I'll tell you. She had me out till all hours dancing in the nightclub that's just down the end of the casino there. Hi, Deborah. I know she always watches her boy. Thanks for the good time, Deborah, and I'll see you at the next one. I really want to go to that. I want to play in this next year, actually.
You should.
Promise not to put me on the stream table, though. I'll fold.
Oh, you know with 100% certainty we're putting special requests in to have you on our table. Sorry, that's just the price you gotta pay.
And then I've got to commentate on it afterwards.
That's okay. We'll have you come in and do some self-commentary. I mean, how else are we supposed to make fun of you?
I don't mind being the fall guy.
It's all for the greater good.
Of course. There's not much I won't do, Kevin, for the sport I love, believe me. That's a nice shot he's played there.
Nicely done.
This is another one of those shots where you wish jump cues were allowed, because I'm sure it would come out for this one as well. Good chance of making it, especially where the 2 ball is also over that side of the pocket. Table. Yeah, just a bit of a hit and hope there for Sky. Couldn't really do much other than hit it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get lucky this time.
And there is that 2 ball I spoke about just now. Nice position down the rail. Just draw out. Yeah, just to about there.
Yeah, he was checking both his options, going forward or coming back. I think he's decided on coming backward.
Well, you'd think now position to the 4, I think, is the last time it can go wrong. All in a line, look, Kevin. Nice little sequence of stun and draw shots.
Yeah, it's almost like a drill.
3 goes in. Yeah, it's beautiful now. Railing out, and then railing out from the 6. And then a little stun shot or a little draw shot for the 9, and he'll be 7-3 ahead. As you say, it's one of those drills that these players practice so often, so when they come to them in a match, it's just like practice.
Inching a little closer to that finish line.
Yeah, I often see Shane in a USA shirt. Very proud man. Wearing the stars and stripes, and he is a star himself.
Another dry break. Yep, I totally blame you for that, Mark. I don't think they've made a ball since you said there won't be any more dry breaks.
Yeah, sorry about that, Shane. If only I had them powers to stop people making balls on the break, I would be doing it in my own tournaments. Cast the spell on them. Can he get through to this? I think he's got to just swerve it slightly. Or is he going round first?
I think he's kicking.
Yeah.
Trying to kick safe, and he's got a lot of balls to hide behind, but he's left a window.
Yeah, right between the 9 and the 4, is it? Or the 8?
Yeah, that's the 8 next to the 9.
You have to feel if he makes this one and gets to the 2, then it's another rack for SVB, and that will put him on the hill.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's gone wrong though. It's gone wrong. It just shows you this game. You never know, do you?
You think
Just
Sky
trying to
will
go
take
up and down.
I think Sky will take a swing at this 9 ball with ball in hand. Definitely thinking about it. He's doing more than thinking about it.
It's pretty lined up, isn't it? Doesn't have to hit it hard either. Give the pocket every chance to accept it. Oh, it's gone wider than mark. And I must admit, I'm a little bit surprised he played it so hard. But you do tend to see that when players play 9-ball combos, they sometimes play with an element of safety as well, and he was trying to get the cue ball back to this rail just in case he missed it. Oh, wow. Shane's wider than mark as well. All of a sudden, bit of pressure.
I don't think Sky was expecting to get back to the table this game, especially not with a shot at the 2 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure it passes the 4. He's going to have to try and draw this back, pinch a bit of the pocket, draw back for the 3 in the side, I think. Oh, he's come all the way back. Move out the way, Sky, we can't see.
Hey, down in front.
Only got one camera on this table, unfortunately. It's one of those tables where we don't have room to set up all our usual cameras. Inside with this, is he going? Yeah, didn't pass the 8 then.
Oh, that was a
four,
nice
sorry.
shot. Beautiful shot. Oh, that left-hand spin, straighten that cube up nicely off that end rail. Perfect on the 4. I love that shot.
Yeah, when you see the amount of talent that Sky has, you often wonder why he hasn't won more. You know, it could be down to the kind of character he is, where he's very, very laid back. Probably the most laid back guy I know in the pool business. And I just get that feeling if he just took it a little bit more seriously. I'm not saying he doesn't, but just that little bit further. You know, just that little bit more practice, a little bit more determination and will to win. I'm sure he'll do it. I think the whole of the world would like to see Sky Woodward lift a big title.
I know I would.
Yeah, I actually would as well. He's, without doubt, my favourite American player. I make no secret of that.
Ours too. That's why we were sponsoring him for a while. The only reason we stopped was because of COVID, and for 2 years we weren't doing anything, so Railbirds wasn't making any money, so we couldn't sponsor anymore.
Yeah, I think Sky's going to take a quick break. Laid his cue on the table.
So we'll be right back. All right, players are back from break. And so are we.
If Sky can, break and run this one, or at least win this rack, all of a sudden...
Just double checking the score. Yep, 7-4 is the right score.
You're right, Sky.
Yeah, if he can win this game, he is completely right back in it, because then he will still be breaking. He can string racks together too. Shane's not the only one that can string racks together. One in the side. Is he going to get a shot on this too? Yes, he is. All right, Sky, here's your chance.
Yeah, and a quick scour around the table. It looks okay.
2 to 3 could be a little tricky, yeah. No problems though.
That's perfect. Now then. Can he hold for the 4 in the side? Is that the 4 just to the left of the cue ball? It is.
Yep.
And
yep,
he can draw
perfect
off the side rail here if he wants. Bit like that shot he played earlier on, Kevin, when he drew off the side rail and held it up. Much more gentle shot this time though. I think this will it be his first break and run?
First one I remember.
And if it is, what a time to do it.
Absolutely.
We mentioned if he can break and run this one, or at least win it, 7-5 all of a sudden, there's such a better sound to it, doesn't it, than 8-4 for sure.
Absolutely. 7-5 and breaking, he's got a chance.
on, Sky, make a ball.
Hit him just like you did last rack. Oh, no one in the side. Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Oh, a little bit of frustration there.
He may have got lucky and tied up the 2-ball, but with ball in hand, he can still break it out if it doesn't go.
It's one of those where you walk back to your chair, glancing back at the table, thinking, is there any hope? Have I left any little difficult shot for him? And you're right, the 2 doesn't pass, I don't think, into that top left-hand corner, so he's going to have to move something, but he does have ball in hand, which changes everything. Can roll forward here and break into the... go between the 2 and the 8 would be nice. That's why he's spending so much time getting the angle right. Well, it's okay. Could have been easier, though.
Yeah, this shot is missable. We've seen him miss, I would say, easier shots than this.
Yeah, and it was the 2-ball, wasn't it? From memory. He hasn't made up his mind yet. Very, very important for you guys watching. A little tip for you. Get up and start again. Very dangerous to change your mind when you're down on the shot and you can see that he still hasn't convinced himself of what he's going for here. You've got to be careful you end up playing nothing here. Yeah.
I'm actually not sure what the issue is. It looks like if he just shoots this with a high ball, he can hit the rail just above the 5-ball for the 3 in the side. That's how it looks to me on camera. At the table, it must look different.
Well, that's the mark of a champion, because he wasn't going to take anything on until he was 100% comfortable with it, and still got down and knocked it in. Yeah, this could have been just a little bit easier. Couple of inches more or less on the cue ball and he's perfect on this 3. It's just a little bit awkward. He's got to mind the carom. Another ball here, and he's made it. He's all right though. Does he go left hand or does he come in between the 6 and the 9? Yeah, a little bit of left-hand spin just to check it up. Yeah, square it up off that rail.
Just keeping it simple. Yeah, that scratch on the break might be what cost Sky this set.
Yeah, nice angle. And this 8 can draw straight up for it or use the route just before the side pocket. This then to go on the hill. Need one more to advance. And Sky Woodward might have to put his hand in his pocket and pull out another $100.
Yeah, on the hill and breaking. Ooh, almost a golden break. But
yeah, they do count.
They do, in all 6 pockets.
While we're talking about golden breaks, you cannot pass that subject without mentioning, of course, what we think of the golden break. I'm not sure what you think, Kevin, but if they're happening too often, like 4 in one match, for example, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. I think that's just a little bit too much. 9 golden breaks on day 1 alone in the Masters. And that was on 4-inch pockets as well. And the 9s went in exactly the same way in those first 4 racks where they happened.
Were they going straight into the corner pocket, or were they getting kicked around? Were they getting kicked in? How were they going in?
They got kicked, but in exactly the same way. Off the side rail, cue ball came back across, knocked the 9 ball, cut the 9 ball into the bottom left-hand pocket on 3 occasions as we look, and the bottom right-hand for the other player who was breaking from the other side. As we see a foul there from Shane.
He said just brush the 2 ball.
Thought you'd lost your replay button for a minute, Kevin. First time we've seen one. To be honest, it's the first time we've really needed one.
Plus, I don't do the replays. I don't do the replays as often when I only have the single camera angle, because I like to do the replay from the alternate camera angle, but can't really do that with only a single camera.
He's a show-off, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He's a real show-off, Kevin.
Okay, guilty as charged.
Yeah, we might just have a little bit more play on this. He can hang on to that $100 just for a little while longer. Now, nice draw shot here.
That ball in hand was just what the doctor ordered. Nice little infusion of life into Sky.
Isn't it surprising how often a shot that your opponent makes can just give you that little bit of adrenaline and hope, and you spring back to the table, you run them out, and now he's breaking to go 1 behind.
Yeah, where like before he got that ball in hand, Sky might be feeling a little dejected. You know, Shane is at the table on the hill breaking. Sky feeling kind of down and out. All of a sudden, ooh, ball in hand. Oh, he runs out and he runs out the rack with ball in hand. All of a sudden, he's feeling a lot more confidence, a lot more pep in his step. All of a sudden, that can definitely change things.
Yeah, it really is so much in the mind, this game. To be honest, I've been working with a sports psychologist just recently. It's never been my strong point, my mental game at the table.
Dry break, but fortunately for Sky, that 7 might be pretty tough to get to. Although with the 6, where the 6 is, you might be able to play from the 6 into the 8 to get position on the 7, but we'll see what happens when he gets there. You're saying sports psychologist?
Yeah, I just, never realised. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of stuff on YouTube about the mind. I've just actually finished watching The Last Dance. I don't know whether you're familiar with that. Followed the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. Fly on the Wall documentary, followed them over several years. And what a guy that Michael Jordan was. And it all translates to whatever sport you play, about the psychology and the mental strength that you need to play at the top level. Sometimes 95% of it, is in the head, and it's that which either makes or breaks you. If you have that mental strength to use your talent to the maximum, and it's the champions that do that.
Yeah, at least 50% of the game is 90% mental.
Hang on a minute, let me get my calculator out.
He's looking to see if the 7 passes.
Yeah, I mean, he can always leave himself an angle on this 6 to play. It's quite a big target, isn't it, those 2 balls together? If he clipped either one of them, he's sure to have a shot on the 7 ball. But I think he may have convinced himself it passes the 8 into this bottom right-hand corner. Might you even risk trying to get to it here? I think that might have been his plan,
He's going for the breakout right now, and he's got it.
Oh, what a great shot.
And he's
What
perfect
a brilliant
on the 6.
shot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well worth another look. Would have been very, very unlucky had he have hooked himself on the 6 or missed them. Played it very, very well indeed. And there's a rather large lady warming up her vocal cords at the moment. It's opera time.
Not looking too good for Sky.
And then it goes nicely on this 9 ball.
For the match. And there you have it. Shane Van Boening does defeat Sky Woodward 9-6. Neither player had a loss. Skyler still does have his buyback available should he want to use it, which why wouldn't he? That would just be silly to not to. Anyway, this was round 11, so we have plenty more action coming up for you guys. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the action. I am Kevin Ross along with Mark White. Thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.